What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be discussing my top 5 hidden features inside the 2024 Chevy Equinox EV. All right, so let's start here on the exterior of the vehicle and talk about this key fob. Now, obviously, all modern key fobs have a ton of functionality built in. You've got lock and unlock, obviously, always going to have that. You've got remote start as well on this key fob, and then you can double tap to open the lift gate as well. Plus you have your hazards and your little mechanical key on the inside that you can get access to. We'll talk about that in just a second. But this key fob has some more hidden functionality. You can actually control your windows using this key fob. This is a tip I like to give to everybody that's buying a new vehicle. And honestly, even though this has been around for a while on a lot of modern vehicles, a lot of people don't know about it still. So you can press and hold the unlock button on your key fob, give it a second, and your windows are gonna all roll down. All 4 of these windows roll down. Now, on some vehicles, not in the United States, you can actually press and hold the lock button and the windows will go back up, but unfortunately, for safety reasons, they don't let you do that here in the US. So unfortunately, you're gonna have to get in the car and roll them up. But the remote window operation can be super helpful. Let's say it's super hot and you're sitting inside a restaurant and you wanna quickly roll down your windows to cool off the car before you head out. Super convenient way to do that. There are also some really nice safety features that you can do with your key fob and with the passive door lock and unlock on the handle here that is self-presenting. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that before on a vehicle, but it's really cool how you can do that. But inside of the customization in the vehicle's display, you can customize when you use your key fob and when you use passive lock, which door it unlocks, so it can be drivers only or all the doors, or you can have it to where it honks the horn, doesn't honk the horn, all that kind of stuff, completely customizable. And this is a really great safety feature. Let's say you're an individual person and you're walking into kind of a, sketchy parking lot, and you walk up to your vehicle and you either use your key fob to unlock the vehicle or you use the passive lock here to unlock your vehicle. People do weird stuff. They can sit on the other side of your car and wait, and then when you unlock the car, they can hop inside real quick, and that can be a real significant hazard for people. So using that customization, you can go in there and set it to be driver's door only. So when you walk up and unlock your vehicle, you know you're the only one that's gonna be able to get into the vehicle. So a lot of nice customization, some really cool safety and convenience features here using the key fob, but let's hop around back. Now, the Equinox is equipped with an auto sense tailgate. It's basically just a hands-free tailgate. So basically how it works is if you walk out of range of the vehicle and then you walk back within range with the key fob in your pocket and you stand in front, it'll beep a couple times and then the trunk will go ahead and just open right up for you. It's great if you have large objects in your hand, groceries, moving boxes, things like that, and you want to be able to easily access that. You can do so. There's also a button here, and then there's a button on the key fob that you can double tap to open that lift gate as well. So lots of different options there. Now, it's not the only cool thing on the tailgate area here. If we stop the lift gate here, you can see this little sprayer here. This sprayer here will help keep your rear camera nice and clean, especially during the wintry and fall months that we're heading into here. If you want to clean all the dirt and grime and salt, dust and stuff off, especially if you live in a more of a northern climate, you can do that here. Now, another cool feature you can do is you can actually customize the trunk opening height. So let's say you have a little bit smaller of a garage or, just a tight space you're trying to fit in and you have a tree that hangs over. Maybe this max trunk height is too high. You can customize this. So what you can do is you can actually just manually pull the trunk down if you want to, or you can, have it at the max height, push the close button, wait till it gets to your desired height, and then push it again, and it will freeze in that spot. And then what you want to do, if you've picked your spot, let's go a little higher, let's do like here. Then you're just going to press and hold the button on the inside of the lip of the trunk here, push and hold that, and you'll see these lights flash just like that, and the vehicle beeped, and that's how you know it's saved in this position. So if we go ahead and we close it back up, and then we push the button again to open it, watch this. Boom. It's gonna save in our same position we had, and you can tell because I can manually push it up to the highest position if I want it to. So really nice customization there if you need a little bit shorter of a trunk opening height. And you can actually change this in the settings. If you want a manual trunk, you can do that. You can turn the power liftgate off. If you want the max height every time, you can do that. And then you can also set it to custom like I just showed you. But for one more little bonus feature while we're out here, you may have wondered, with these really cool, self-presenting door handles here, that's great, but let's say the battery dies and I can't lock and unlock them with the key fob. All I have is this mechanical key. Where does this work? There's no place on the self-presenting door handles to put a physical key. I looked on the inside, I looked all over. There's nowhere to do it. You're stuck. Well, no, there is a place, but it's around here in the back. Now, obviously, since your battery's dead, you won't actually be able to open your lift gate, but I'm gonna do this for demonstration purposes so you can see it a little bit better. So I'm gonna open it up and stop it here, but this is accessible even when it's all the way down. You'll notice this little plug right here. If you go ahead and pull this little rubber stopper out, you'll notice that we have a slot here for the physical key. So we can stick that in there and turn it to unlock the liftgate. Then you can climb all the way over the seats to unlock the front doors and then get access to the 12-volt battery underneath the hood. So it's by no means easy, but I wanted to make sure you guys knew how to do it if you ever find yourself in that position. Now, inside of these same settings, you can go to audio settings and then go to sound, and it will give you access to the equalizer, so you can adjust your bass, your mid-range, your treble. You can also go into fade and balance, and then you can reposition it to give your sound a different feel where you want it to come from in the cabin. Most people leave it dead center or a little bit towards the front, but there's one little bonus thing you can do, and that is a mixer. And the mixer basically allows you to customize all of your different sounds and dings and radio and voice assistant, all that kind of stuff. You can customize the volumes individually of all those different things. And from what I can find, there's no actual way to get to it through the settings. The only way I know how to get to it is through the voice assistant. You can press the voice assistant button on the steering wheel, and then Google Assistant will pop up. Show me audio settings.
Opening.
So now that we're inside of this, it says sounds, and like it acts like you can go back and go to the sounds menu, but it just disappears. So, but when this is up, you can see you have all kinds of different stuff. So you've got your media volume, your navigation volume, your regular volume, your ringer volume, your in-call volume, your alarm volume, and then 4 other volume sliders, plus a default notification sound, default alarm sound. But every time I click one of these, it crashes. So I don't know if that's a menu that you're necessarily supposed to access, but that makes it even more secret. Now, if you're familiar with the Equinox at all, you'll know that you have different drive modes. So if we go into the drive mode settings here, you've got normal, sport, snow and ice, and then my mode. And my mode is the one we're gonna talk about. A lot of people don't really know what exactly that is. And really, it allows you to completely customize your own preset mode using kind of the qualities of all of the other modes. So we can hit this little pen icon here and we can go into the My Mode setup. This gives you a bunch of different settings: steering, brake feel, acceleration, and motor sound. And then within each of these, you have different options. Most of them are between normal and sport, but you also have relaxed, normal and sport, and normal, sport, and off. So, for example, if you wanted to drive in kind of the more sporty mode, but you didn't like the acceleration sounds, you can make your own mode to do that. So you can go to sport on steering, sport on braking, sport on acceleration feel, but on motor sound, you can go to off. Or just down to normal, whatever you prefer. Then when you exit out of that My Mode setup and you switch between your different modes, it's gonna lock in all of those same settings so that you can completely customize the driving feel of your Equinox EV. And then finally, let's just talk about a couple little things that you may not know how to access or that your vehicle can do. These are little quick hitters, nothing crazy, but one of them is the controls option. Now you have all kinds of buttons and things on this display. There's a lot to look at, and you may not know how to access some of the more simple things. So over on the far left side, you'll see these little sliders here, or a picture of sliders. You can also find the sliders icon on the screen, and it says controls. You can hit that. You have things like your dome lights, your window locks, your access to the camera, traction control, auto high beams, that's a big one, park assist, all that kind of stuff. You can enable and disable all of that, but you also have this see more controls button here. So if we go into door and windows, you can turn on the manual, custom, off, or max open tailgate stuff I was talking about. You can turn on your dome lights, auto high beams, headlights, that kind of stuff. And then you have drive and park. This allows you to do traction control, blind spot, steering assist, and then the big one pedal driving. Now, most of these Equinoxes that I've gotten into have one pedal driving turned off. Personally, I prefer to drive with one pedal on. Of course, you can use your regen on demand paddle on the back of the steering wheel, but I prefer to have that additional initial regen with one pedal driving. And the Equinox actually lets you customize that even more. So you can turn it off altogether, like I said, or you can do normal or high. I actually prefer high. Some people that aren't as used to EVs may prefer a little bit lower. You could do normal or off. So some great customization there. Speaking of this little area over here, there actually is a way you can turn your vehicle off without just getting out of it and having it shut off. If you want it to turn off while you're sitting inside, there's a very obvious little off button. You can click that, turn the vehicle off, and then when you press brake, it'll turn back on and start it back up. So that's nice and easy. I did read somewhere that the Equinox has kind of like a hidden camp mode where you can basically leave the vehicle running. Let's say you wanted to, sleep in it or something like that, and you wanted to keep the climate control going until the battery dies, essentially. I couldn't actually get it to work. I tried it a couple ways. If you guys know how to do it, let me know down in the comments. From what I read, it's a combination of accelerator presses and brake presses, and I tried and could not get it to work, so I didn't want to tell you guys about it if I couldn't actually get it to work. You can hit this little button here that has the clock on it, and this will leave your battery on and your vehicle running for 60 minutes. But again, if you're sleeping, that doesn't do you much good. So as of now, as far as I can tell, there's not a way to keep the vehicle running for an extended period of time outside of 60 minutes right now. But they could always add that with a software update. And then the final little bonus tip I wanted to let you guys know of, it's kind of a safety feature and it kind of ties in with the whole teen driver mode that you can set up. I've talked about that in other videos if you want to check that out. But inside of settings, there is a very self-explanatory feature called buckle to drive. Exactly what it sounds like. You toggle that on, now you try to go into switch gears. You can't, won't let me do anything until I take my seatbelt, click that into place, and now I can shift into drive or reverse or neutral. So nice little safety feature if you want to leave that on. The only real downside to that, if you were trying to use it as a parent to kind of, protect your kids from driving without their seatbelt, is that you can very easily go into these settings and turn it off. So just don't tell them that. So thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like. Let me know down in the comments which was your favorite hidden feature, or did I miss one that is your favorite? Let's talk about it down in the comments. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button to be among the first to see every single new video the second I hit publish. We'll see you in the next one.